So let's see a little bit of what our first guest does.
Every morning before the stock market opens, I get my iced coffee, then I talk to the president. You can't shut down TikTok! Then you needed to spread your fascism! If you shut down TikTok, then you only have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Fox News, and radio and Fortune to spread fascism! Don't shut it down! Woo! Ready to start my day. You need a platform. Show him the sign. Look at this.
No, don't touch the sign.
I will not touch the sign.
Don't touch the sign. Because
Black Lives Matter wants to get rid of Oreo cookies.
No, those are black.
No, the Oreo cookies, Nabisco, Chips Ahoy, all of it. They want no more Keebler elves.
There are people with white suits and butterfly nuts waiting for you at the corner over there. They're going to take you straight to Bellevue. There'll be somebody there to give you medicine that you really need. Get into the end.
Hillary Clinton is working to try and take away your Oreo cookies. Wake up, America! So I just realized that it doesn't matter whether or not somebody's a good cop. You know, they say, oh, there's a bunch of good cops out there. Not all cops are bad. It doesn't matter, okay? You know, my department, they gave me arrest quotas, okay? They told me which neighborhoods to target, okay? I got a quota I got to meet, or I don't have a job. I got a family to support, all right? And, you know, when I see someone that's doing something that's not right, and I go to speak up about it, suddenly my department and my police union turns their back on me, and they're trying to get me demoted or fired. So it doesn't matter whether or not someone's a good cop or not. It's systemic. It's policy. It's policy.
So let's meet this guy. Hey, Walter. Have you taken your meds today?
Am I taking my meds? That's a good question. Yeah, I did take my meds today. I took them twice. So yeah, no stranger to any of that.
Okay. Yeah. So Walter, when did you start doing that?
So I've been an actor for years, and then you know, when COVID hit, there's nothing to do, nothing to act in, and I just, you know, I missed, you know, performing. So I went on TikTok, started making TikToks, and then, you know, I started doing stuff that's more authentic to me. I mean, the stuff that started to hit was like, you know, like that, like what you saw, where I'm expressing my rage and frustration at the world, and like, you know, where artistic endeavors meet activism. And, you know, using my, you know, I got on TikTok to create a bunch of characters. And that's, you know, that's how it started. I was like, you know, let me make a conservative character that's pretending to be conservative, that's being hyperbolic. And I always think that's funny. I always think that, like, I always love like Stephen Colbert or like Sacha Baron Cohen. And you know, I love what they do. So I've always sort of envied how they do things. And now that I mess with people on the street as that conservative character, I have like a whole new level of respect for people that do that, because it's actually very difficult. There's a lot of footage I have that I can't use, you know, it didn't work that well. So I'm just like, damn, it's hard to get people to open up and get like angry, you know, and get angry enough to talk to me and stuff. So
it takes brains to be stupid.
It does. It does.
So you said, I understand what you're doing. That's how I started the show, was I was bored with COVID. I go, God, I got to do something. And so we started doing so you said you're an actor. What have you done?
So I've done a lot of things. One of the first movies I ever did was a film called LIE. And it was, you know, I played, you know, the lover of this guy, Brian Cox. You ever watched the show on HBO called Succession?
Oh, yeah.
The lead actor in that, he plays like the Rupert Murdoch character. I played his lover in like my first movie ever. So I was his lover, and then he dumps me for someone younger, and I murder him.
I would too. Been there, done that.
Yeah, I've done that. And I've done Law and Order SVU. I was on the show Louis with Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah.
That was interesting.
Have you taken that off your resume?
Well, he cut me out of the show, actually. So I was like, fuck you. But it was one of those things where, like, I was on the show and I was like, oh, this is a cool show. I like what this guy's doing. And then he gets busted. And I was like, this is so disappointing. I really liked you. So.
That stuff's coming back to bite some people in the butt.
Yeah.
So, how often do you go out and do your rants?
I'm in Washington, D.C. right now, so I was scouting places today to go rant at. I've never been here before. I'm not familiar with D.C., so I was looking at monuments, and I was like, what would make a good place to go yell at Trump? So I was like, well, I'm in D.C. It's the best place to go yell at Trump. And apparently, like, you can't get anywhere near the White House right now.
Not anymore, no.
You can't, like, does not make for a good video. So I was walking around the rest of D.C. like, where do I go to yell at him? So that was, but yeah, I go out, I'm on TikTok. You have to shoot repeatedly. So I'm shooting pretty much every day.
Yeah. Maybe you could have a conversation with Abraham Lincoln, as he's sitting there, or the Washington Monument, make some comments about that. What would where would they put Trump's monument, in Washington, D.C.?
Basically. So pretty much. I was just at the Lincoln Memorial, looking at that. I was like, oh, this is a perfect place to make a TikTok. So, I mean, yes, and I was like, oh, this would be great. I'd do like a thing, go there and shake my ass, Abraham Lincoln.
So, why did you go to Washington, or why are you in Washington?
I just went down here to see friends.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I need to go like shoot some stuff while I'm here, and then so. I mean, I just thought, like, friends were like, oh, come hang out with us in D.C. And I was like, sure. I was like, that makes perfect sense. And then I'm going to do, like, a morning video where I'm just strolling along and everyone thinks that I'm in New York. And all of a sudden they start yelling at something that's, like, in D.C. So
I love it. D.C. is a beautiful town, a lot of history, but there's a lot of opportunities for you there too. So what have been some of your reactions? Have you gotten any reactions from anyone famous or notable?
I mean, I've had like people. Someone was like posting, in like this. I did a WAP video. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallions, their song WAP, Wet Ass Pussy. So I was doing the dance to that in front of the post office to raise awareness about what's going on at the post office. And then I, apparently, Cardi B liked it or something. It was like you could see it on her page that she had liked it, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's winning right now for me.
it's the little thing.
I was like, sure, cool, I'll take it. Like,
take what you can get. Yeah. So you said you had the different characters. You had the conservative. What are some of your other outlets?
So I did there's like this guy's like InfoWars. So I thought it'd be cool to have like a conservative character where it's like Alex Jones, but he thinks he's Ben Shapiro. Because you always have these like conspiracy theorists, and they always think they're the smartest people in the room.
Oh,
that's what they all have that in common. They're all like, "I'm the smartest." Like,
I know what you don't know.
They're very smug, like, well, like the rest of you civilians out there. I have that one. I have a cop character. I've done the cop one repeatedly, and then the last time I did the cop one, the comments started to blow up. People saying like, "Oh, well, it's good. It's brave of this police officer to step forward." And I was like, "Whoa!" And so I went like live streamed, and I was like explaining like the subject of the live stream was I am just an actor. I was like,
acting.
an actor. So that was really funny because then you have like, then I got a lot of people like Trump supporters that were upset, and they were like, he like if he even admits to just being an actor, and I was like, I never said that I was a fucking cop. Like what? Like I bought this NYPD shirt, like I bought it like in Times Square. You could get it at the souvenir shop. It just says NYPD. Like it is not an official police uniform. I saw it and I was like, all right, this is fine if they're selling it, because I wanted to do a character, but I also don't want to get arrested. So like, you know, after 9/11, there's this law, like if you're dressed like a cop and you don't have like a permit to shoot and it's not an official movie set and you're just dressed like a police officer, you will get arrested and charged with like a very, you know, felony crime. It's like a big deal after 9/11. So I was like, all right, well, they're selling this NYPD shirt in this souvenir shop in Times Square. How illegal could it be to wear this shirt? So I bought that. And everyone, you know, people thought I was a cop. People have also thought that I was the CEO of Deloitte. They thought I was a doctor. So I played a doctor. Because I had a sketch where I play a doctor that's doing like invasive surgery, but he's not going to wear a mask. So I'm like, nah, that's all right. And like there were people that were like, and like the TikTok, it's in my kitchen. I shot this like in my kitchen, and like I'm holding an X-Acto knife as like my surgical utensil, X-Acto knife and like tweezers, and people are like, he's not a doctor. And I'm like, I'm not a, yes, I'm not a, what?
Oh. Well, I can appreciate your attitude with the police. Yeah, you know, I never want to be arrested. I always find out what a friskable offense is, though. You know, just to don't want to cross the line, just nudge right up to it. So, Walter, you're a gem. I love talking to you. But we're moving on, and we'll have you back for the quiz. So relax, take another dose of meds. And,
I'm live streaming that. Say hello to everyone. Hello.
Hey.
Say hello. This is Amber LeMay, everyone. Woo!
Hey.
I'm here for you. Just, you know, you let me know when you need me. Just, I'll
all right.
room here.
Thank you, Walter. All right.